This is the next story from my book Wild Outside, Around the World with Survivorman. And this story is called That's Not an Egg. What is the best way to learn adventure and survival skills? It's heading out with an expert who can show you the methods that will make for the best time ever. I had read books about the Kalahari Desert to prepare for my survival mission there, but spending time on the land with experts would make a huge difference in how well I would do on my own. So I did some extensive online research and found Dow and Rick, survival experts with experience in the southern half of Africa, including countries such as South Africa, Namibia, Botswana, and Kenya. They agreed to meet me in Namibia. They also connected me with Raphael, a local San Bushman guide they knew, who would join us on this exploratory expedition. This is how I found myself crossing huge red sand dunes with 3 guides on a dark desert night looking for weaver birds and their eggs. Earlier in the day, Raphael had shown me which plants would have juice I could squeeze out to drink. Now he wanted to show me how to get a more substantial meal. So Raphael, Dow, Rick, and I shone our flashlights up and down the dunes, trying to spot one of the birds' huge funnel-shaped nests. We had to search at night because during the day, weaver birds leave their nests to get food. Can you hear birds chirping in behind me? Well, those aren't weaver birds. Those are actually called stellar jays. And they're just outside my window right now. There's about 6 or 7 of them, and they're just playing. They're flying around and talking to each other and chattering. Those are called stellar jays. But back to the story. We had to search at night because during the day, weaver birds leave their nests to get food. We could have found eggs at any time, but at night we also had the chance to catch a bird. You can eat a weaver bird just like you eat chicken. Not everybody eats chickens, but some people do. These birds would taste a lot like a chicken. Meat can help you stay alive in a tough survival situation when there are no vegetables to be had. So it was important that I learn this survival trick. Finally, Raphael's flashlight beam landed on a massive dry grass nest hanging almost a meter, that's 3 feet off the ground. Slowly we crept toward it, trying not to make a sound. Raphael crawled underneath and asked me to do the same. He pointed at a hole I'd need to shove my arm into to try and catch a bird or find an egg. He decided he'd better show me how it was done. Raphael reached in all the way to his elbow. He then got a strange look on his face. Something was wrong. He reached around a little more, then his eyes widened, and he yanked his arm out. He jumped back with a shriek, and so did I. He started talking nonstop in his San language. Dow translated for me. He told me that Raphael hadn't felt any birds or eggs. What he had felt was the body of a large Cape cobra snake. This beautiful but deadly African snake also likes to eat weaver birds and their eggs, and it will sometimes use the bird nests as a home. We all backed away, but not before I shone my flashlight up inside the hole to see the snake. I even filmed it. Rick, who happened to be a snake expert, got so excited about this discovery that he pulled out his snake pole, a 1.5 meter or 5 foot long rod with a special hook on one end. This is just for catching snakes. He pushed the pole up into the nest, promising to show us the snake. Well, the rest of us weren't so sure we wanted to see one of the most deadly snakes in the world up close, so we scrambled out of the way. A moment or two later, he pulled the 1.5 meter long, 5 foot long, golden colored Cape cobra out of the nest. It fell with a thud, then started to slither across the sand. We all ran up the sand dune to higher ground, except for Rick. He calmly and casually turned the snake around using his snake pole and sent him on his way in a different direction from the nest and from us. All of a sudden, I wasn't so sure that I was going to be hungry for weaver bird eggs anytime soon. This nighttime expedition hadn't just prepared me for how to find food in the Kalahari, it also showed me I might have some dangerous competition for my next meal. You see, this story was all about being well prepared for adventure. Okay, now something you can do tomorrow after you have a good night's sleep is look up weaver birds and the country of Namibia. Especially look for pictures of sand dunes. Okay, now sleep well and dream of adventuring.